hidden arc of human connection. So, picture this. You meet someone who seems absolutely perfect on paper. I mean, they check literally every single box. But when you actually sit down across from them, there's just zero spark. Well, we're going to dive straight into this because the reasons behind that missing spark are truly mind-blowing. As you'll see, it goes way beyond just physical appearance, right down to the biological and genetic barriers like sleep and body odor that secretly dictate our love lives.
So why exactly do we lose attraction to someone who seems so flawless in theory? It's a total mystery that has baffled pretty much all of us at some point. To really figure it out, we have to uncover the hidden forces at play. We're talking about everything from the microscopic, biological battles happening inside our very cells to the subtle psychological cues we project without even realizing it. These are the invisible barriers that decide in a literal split second whether we want to pull someone closer or, back away slowly.
Look, the foundation of it all really boils down to what we can call the trifecta of attraction. It's basically a three-legged stool. First, you have to consider the person approachable. Second, you need to believe positive facts about them. And third, and this is a big one, they actually have to make you feel good. So the crucial takeaway here is that if this trifecta is incomplete, if even one of these pillars is wobbly, it absolutely does not matter how perfect their Hollywood smile is. The attraction simply isn't going to survive.
Section 1. The biological underworld. Unseen genetic and physical forces.
Okay, starting at the absolute deepest layer of the iceberg, our first major biological barrier is sleep deprivation, and it causes what's known as the haggard potato effect. I know, it sounds funny, but it is a vicious, invisible boss battle that kills attraction right on contact. Listen, no matter how much caffeine you swill before a date, showing up sleep-deprived takes a massive, undeniable toll on your entire baseline appearance. It completely tanks that vital first impression because your biology is essentially screaming to the other person that your system is totally depleted.
Now, what's really interesting is what happens the millisecond we lock eyes with someone new. Our brains run this lightning-fast, split-second scan to decide our next steps. We do a quick initial visual assessment, then we evaluate their trustworthiness, and finally we determine their overall health. So when you're sleep-deprived, you sabotage steps 2 and 3 right out of the gate. A lack of sleep diminishes the critical appearance of health, and wildly enough, it actually makes you look less trustworthy to a potential partner. Your biology is literally working against you.
And this builds into something even more profound as we go straight into our DNA. Have you ever heard of the major histocompatibility complex, or MHC? It's a group of genes that code for your immune system, and here is the kicker. They powerfully influence your natural body odor. This proves that taking a bath in expensive cologne or perfume is not going to save you. You simply cannot mask the deep-rooted genetic signals your body is naturally broadcasting through scent to everyone around you.
Biology completely rules our attractions here, for sure. Studies have actually found that women are far more attracted to the scent of men with dissimilar MHCs to their own. Why? Well, it's a biological imperative. Mating with someone who has different immune system coding encourages gene variability, which ultimately forges a way stronger immune system for potential offspring. So if your genetics are too similar, your body odor will literally act as a repellent. Your DNA is playing matchmaker, and it's doing it right through your nose.
Section 2. The ego trap. Psychological illusions that break the trifecta.
Moving from that fascinating genetic underworld up to the psychological surface, we first run into the trap of an excessive focus on appearance. Now sure, initial encounters are strongly influenced by physical attractiveness. We all want to look and feel good, right? But that appeal is entirely fleeting. If a partner only cares about their self-image, they're quickly perceived as all air and no substance. When someone is overly obsessed with the mirror, that vanity quickly shifts from being attractive to being highly repulsive. We need actual substance to sustain a real connection.
Which brings us perfectly to arrogance versus humility. Think about it. When someone gets a win and just crows about their own legendary status, claiming they did it all single-handedly, it actively drives people away. On the flip side, humility is a massive attractor. Having a modest view of yourself, taking the time to credit your friends, teachers, family, or, hey, even the late-night cashier who helped you out, that helps start and maintain romantic relationships. Humble partners are consistently scored as far more attractive than arrogant ones.
There's a really powerful psychological reality here, and it's summed up perfectly by this quote. If recognition is usurped, we tend to feel cheated, betrayed, or used. In any project, or more importantly, any romantic partnership, hoarding the credit destroys trust. We all want to contribute, but we also deeply want to be acknowledged. When someone usurps that recognition so only their name is on the proverbial credit reel, it completely annihilates the positive feelings required to keep that attraction alive.
And closely related to that lack of humility is what we can call the pompous vibe. Being overly smiley, having a puffed-out chest, projecting this arrogant aura, it all implies an untrustworthy nature. It sends a subconscious signal to the other person that this guy's personal pride will always override the well-being of their partner. You might think you're projecting confidence, but you're actually broadcasting loud and clear that you cannot be trusted.
Section 3. The language of posture, the outermost layer of human interaction.
Finally, we reach the outermost physical shell of the attraction puzzle: contractive versus expansive posture. The source material puts this perfectly. Turtles might be cute, but it's because they're turtles. When humans try to turtle by hunching over, crossing their arms, and crossing their legs, it broadcasts a massive, "Don't come close to me" message. This contractive state severely decreases your desirability. Conversely, expansive postures, like open arms and a non-hunched back, signal that you are welcoming and open to true connection.
So, this brings us to a major realization. Attraction is a really complex puzzle involving the whole person, inside and out, flaws and all. We used to think attraction was strictly a simple equation of physical beauty, but as we've seen today, it's actually an intricate, beautiful dance. It requires the right hidden DNA and immune system match, adequate sleep to project health, grounded humility to build trust, and welcoming physical space to invite someone in.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought. Which of these invisible barriers have you noticed in yourself, and what are you going to change? Whether it's prioritizing your sleep to fix that biological baseline, accepting that your natural scent plays a massive role, checking your ego at the door, or just simply uncrossing your arms, these unseen boss battles dictate our connections. Reflect on these hidden barriers, and I invite you